What's up guys, it's Phil, and today we're going to do a quick and easy project. I'm going to show you guys how to make a very simple platform bed frame to match a headboard. So I myself have been in this situation twice now, and my client is in the same boat where you have a headboard that you like, whether it is one that is passed down from your family or whether it is your headboard, but other pieces are broken, or it's just something old, or maybe it's something you found at the flea market and you really want to just spruce it up and make it into something bigger and better, but it's just the headboard. This platform we're going to make today is very simple. It's very thick and very meaty, so if you wanted to use it for a farmhouse bed, you can absolutely do that. If you want to use it simply to have a frame that goes around this bed but does not take away from the beauty of the headboard, that's the simplicity in this project. Alright, so here's what you're going to need. We're going to need 4 2x6s, we're going to need 7 2x4s, and you're going to need 8 1x2s. As far as tools go, you'll want a chop saw, a table saw, a drill, a driver, tape measure, pen or pencil, and speed square, some screws, and then Kreg pocket hole system. For beginners or those who don't have the more expensive tools, the Kreg is definitely going to be the way to go. Lastly, you're going to want the stain color and finish of your choice. Let's get started. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is figure out the size of your mattress. I'm going to be doing a king mattress, which is 76 by 80, so 76 across, 80 long. Now the mattress that I'm working with also has a box spring, so I do not need to worry about a whole lot of support. If you're doing just the mattress, you're going to want to double the amount of 1x2s that we put across the bottom. If you're choosing to go with a queen or a full size, double check your measurements, but typically they're around 60 by 80 or 54 by 75 for a full and queen. But whichever size you're going with, make sure that your measurements fit that. I'm going to go with a king, which is 76 by 80. So I've got a shortcut list here of things that I'm going to be cutting. But as you can see here, it's the width of the mattress and the length of the mattress that are going to matter for what it is you're doing. So we'll talk about this stuff in just a moment. So to get started, the first thing we're going to do is make all of our cuts. Make sure to save your offcuts from your 2x4s because that's what we're going to use for our legs.
Up here, we're free, bound only by frozen memories.
Alright, now just to be sure that I have enough pieces for the legs, I have the 3 cutoffs from the 3 2x4s that I cut earlier, and then I used one of my newer 2x4s and cut off another piece that's the same length. So that'll give us enough wood for our 2 legs. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to orient the grains so that they curve into each other. I'm also going to use one of the newer pinker boards and one of the other wider boards. I'm not sure why, but whatever species of fir this is, obviously there's some variations in color, so I'm going to make sure that I do them so that they're light and dark on both of those before we clean up those edges. So, pretty simple. Once I've got them oriented the way that I want them, I'm going to lay these pieces down, apply some glue, stick them back together, and they're done. Once the outer edges of the bed frame are assembled, you're going to want to take your last 2x6 and cut it down to the width of the mattress. So in my case, that's going to be 76 inches. And then we're going to rip it down so it's only 4.5 inches tall. And that's going to go on the back side that attaches to the headboard. Now it is time to cut the supports. So, depending on the length of your mattress, you're going to want to cut those 2x4s to fit between the new footboard and the support that's going to be attached to the headboard. So for me, that's 80 inches, subtracting 1.5 inches for the piece that attaches to the headboard. Now I'm at 78.5 inches. So I'm going to cut 3 2x4s at 78.5 inches. Also, before I attach them to the piece, I'm going to rip one side of it flat on my table saw at 3.25 inches. So, cut your 2x4s to fit between the front and back of what you just assembled. Attach one to the right, one to the left, one to the dead center. Now, one of the most important parts here is to make sure when you put these two smaller side rails on that you drop them down 3/4 inch. So when you look at it, there should be a step down from the side. You should have a full 2x4, then a 3/4 inch step down to the top of the next 2x4, and then another 3/4 inch step down to the top of the 2x2s that we just cut. Flat side up, both of them.
Until you find your way back home.
So I may have forgotten to mention this earlier, but this would be a good time to double check and make sure that your center stringer needs to be the same height as the two pieces you just installed. So the center stringer should be 1.5 inches down from the 2x4 on this side and 3/4 inch down from the 2x4 on this side. So that way, when we put the slats across, they'll go straight across all three of these, no problem. Sorry, forgot about that. So the last step is pretty easy. We're going to take the 8 premium pine 1x2s that I already have, and we don't have to cut them because they're 72 inches already. So all we have to do to make them fit inside of there is just pre-drill a hole at each end and on the center. Make sure you pre-drill or it will split, and my goodness, if you don't pre-drill, I will come to your house and slap you, okay? But pre-drill those holes, glue them in place, sock a screw down, and you're done, baby. So other than drilling your pocket holes, the only real pro tip I can give you is to go ahead and make yourself a couple of templates. Now, I did the math and I took the total distance between the footboard and the headboard, subtracted the total distance of all 8 of those 1x2s, which is around 12 inches, and I came up with just slightly under 7.5 inches. So I made these two pieces to the exact length that I'm going to be placing in between each board as I go. That way I don't have to measure for every single one. It's a big time saver.
Until you find your way back home.
time to let this thing dry and give it a good sanding. Then we can stain it and get it all finished up. So thanks again for watching, guys. Please feel free to comment below. I really want to know what you guys want to see and what you want to hear me talk about. So make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Comment if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything like that. And definitely make sure to hit that follow button so that you get updates.